Good evening, everyone. Christina with Christy Lynn outside here, coming to you from the grow room. Today we're going to be looking at and harvesting from my WIG 2024 challenge plants, and we're going to be taking a little look at some of the seedlings that I've started for my transplanting in spring. So let's get started. So this here is my Merlot lettuce and my tiny bok choy and my Delna celery. I'm pretty sure that the bok choy is ready to harvest. This is a dwarf variety of bok choy. I've already harvested, if you can see here, I've already harvested from my Merlot lettuce and had salad with it once already. This is ready for harvest for a salad tonight. This is my Lunix, Bronze Beauty, and Devil's Ear lettuce. And there's some more of my celery in the back there. Also, I have some pink Mizuna, some arugula, some black-seeded Simpson lettuce, and some lavender. The lettuce and the Mizuna and the arugula is all ready to be harvested once as well. I'm going to be harvesting these with the cut and come again method so that they'll continue to grow. Down here is a larger variety of bok choy called Milk, and my mystery plant in the middle that I had on my last video. I tasted it and it's nice and spicy arugula. So I'm not sure how it got planted amongst my bok choy, but that's also ready to be harvested. The bok choy, I think this is a larger variety of bok choy, so I'll give it a little bit longer. In this tray there is another variety of celery. I can't remember the name of it, but I'll put it up on the screen. And my cabbages, and then all my little stragglers in the back. The cabbages are almost ready to be transplanted into the garden, but I'm not going out there right now because the garden is full of snow. So we're gonna give it a couple more weeks probably, and then I'll put it in the garden. And down here on the bottom is all of my alyssum, which is almost all starting to flower. Now they're all white, or they all appear to be white, and not colored like the packaging said they would be, but I think that may just be because of the spectrum of light that I have them under right now. Once I get them out into the sunlight, then they may decide to show their true colors. Down here on the other bottom tray are my newly seeded zinnias, cosmos, and snapdragons. The snapdragons have not germinated yet, but I believe that snapdragons may be a plant that needs to be cold fertilized or cold stratified. So put a comment below and let me know. I can probably bring these outside with my eucalyptus and my lavender and let them be exposed to a little cold weather. These are my peppers and my eggplant that I seeded a few weeks ago, coming up all nicely. And in the back are my hot peppers that I just seeded last week. And this is my hashtag tomato challenge 2025 plants, my BigZac tomatoes, and both of them have germinated. So I'm excited about that. Up here are my chamomile and some of my lettuces. So many of them are germinating, but they're kind of slow. And then these are all of my tomatoes that I just planted that are almost all germinating. And then my heading lettuce that is also almost all germinating. So one thing that I noticed is that my lettuces are also not showing their colors very well. Like the Lunix is supposed to be red and it's just barely bronze. And the Bronze Beauty is supposed to be bronze and it's just almost all green. There is a little bronze in there, but not a whole lot of coloring. And I think it has to do with the spectrum of light. Like I said, up here the light spectrum is a little bit different. I'm not sure what the difference is, but the Merlot is not as red as it should be, but it is much more bronze. Also, one thing that I noticed is this celery is totally ready to be up potted. I really need to up pot this celery as soon as possible because it is super thirsty and it droops every other day. In fact, I came home from the hunting camp and it was drooped. It was sagging completely down, and I didn't even know if I would be able to save it, along with some of my peppers these were all droopy here in the front. And it's because they were just super dry. They hadn't been watered in 4 days. And I was very surprised to see them perk back up. All of them perked back up after being watered. But the celery, I definitely need to up pot that in the next few days. Okay, so we're having white beans and rice for dinner tonight. So I am going to harvest all of this lettuce in the cut and come again method. So I'm just going to harvest the outer leaves and leave the center to continue to grow. And we're going to have a nice big fresh salad from my WIG 2024 indoor garden. You know what? It's a little difficult to do this on this shelf, so I'm going to pull the tray out and set it down on my dresser, I think, and go ahead and harvest from there. So this is lettuce from this one tray of Bronze Beauty, Lunix, and Merlot lettuce. Oh, Devil's Ear lettuce, I'm sorry. Plenty enough to make one big salad or a couple small salads for me. So I think I'm just gonna leave the tray of black-seeded Simpson for the next meal, and we'll put these back on the shelf and give them some water and some fertilizer and let them grow out some more. So we go. It's a lot smaller now, but we're gonna have a great salad out of it tonight. And I hope everyone else's indoor growing challenge is going as well as mine is. I've seen some of your videos and y'all have some amazing plants that are growing. So good luck to everyone. Have a great weekend. The weekend is going to be cool, but it's probably not going to be quite as cold as it was this early this week. And keep growing. UIG 2024 plants. Where we are going to be looking at and harvesting from some plants that I planted